What if human history didn't begin where we think, but where they decided it would? You are not just a product of evolution. You are the legacy of a forgotten genetic experiment, engineered by gods who came from the stars. The Anunnaki. They didn't just visit Earth. They altered it. Did an ancient alien race create Homo sapiens as a slave species? Why do Sumerian tablets describe beings descending from the sky to mine gold? And why are those stories nearly identical to myths found across the globe? NASA knows more than it's telling. The truth has been buried, until now. Because 4.4 million years ago, something impossible happened. But if that's true, where's the proof? They buried it beneath dust, doctrine, and denial. Ancient tablets locked in vaults. Museum artifacts lost in transit. Witnesses silenced with discreditation. But one man, Zecharia Sitchin, read the forbidden cuneiform, and saw the truth they feared. The tablet spoke of gods from the sky. Not metaphors. Entities. From a wandering planet named Nibiru. They came not to worship, but to extract resources. And something more. They needed workers. So they made us. Academia mocked Sitchin. Institutions branded him a fraud. But in private, their emails tell a different story. Contain the Nibiru hypothesis, read one redacted file. Public destabilization risk, extreme. Why would the existence of a myth cause panic? Unless it's not a myth. And if the gods were real, and they made us, what else are they still controlling? They call it the Eridu Genesis, an ancient Sumerian tablet older than the Bible. It tells of a time when the gods walked among men. When Enki, the god of wisdom, clashed with his brother Enlil over one forbidden act, the creation of us. According to the tablet, humans were not born. We were built. Spliced from hominid DNA and something else, something that didn't evolve on Earth. The text speaks of black-headed people formed by command, and of clay mixed with essence. Essence. Not blood. Not soul. A coded reference to genetic material? In 2016, a private translation surfaced, then quickly vanished. It contained one-line mainstream versions amid, "They shall toil in our image, until the breath is taken back." Why erase that? What did the Anunnaki implant in us, and when will they reclaim it? Was this their blueprint? Or their leash? The Sumerians recorded an evil wind that swept across Mesopotamia, scorching the cities of Ur, Eridu, and Babylon in a single night. But this wasn't poetic metaphor. It was fallout. According to Sitchin's translations, the Anunnaki unleashed nuclear devastation around 2024 before Common Era, during a civil war between Enlil's faction and Enki's loyalists. The cause? Mankind. We had grown too independent. Too curious. One tablet describes the gods' weapons melting flesh from bone, and a silence thicker than death falling over Sumer. Archaeologists have found layers of vitrified soil, stone turned to glass, in these ruins. But the reports were quietly reclassified, and media attention vanished. And here's what chills me, these tablets were warnings, not stories. They wrote, "The fire that devours returns with the cycle." A cycle? Is the countdown already in motion? Again? If the gods were real, and they were not divine, what happens to everything we believe? Every religion. Every creation myth. Every story of divine wrath, miracles, and salvation, reduced to misunderstood technology. Sitchin wasn't the only one to hint at it. Carl Sagan once warned, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. What if our ancestors didn't worship gods? They survived encounters with ancient astronauts? The Anunnaki did not ask for worship. They demanded obedience. They ruled through terror and brilliance. And now? Their names echo in holy texts: El, Yahweh, Baal. Traces of Enki and Enlil live on, mutated into myth. They're not afraid you'll stop believing. They're afraid you'll start asking the right questions. Critics say Sitchin got it all wrong. They argue his translations are flawed, his science speculative. There's no planet Nibiru, they said. The Anunnaki are just myths. But if that's true, why are new translations matching his claims? In 2018, an independent researcher decoded a fragment from the library of Ashurbanipal. It referenced sky breathers and a craft of fire descending into the minefields of Abzu. Unpublished. Scrubbed from databases within weeks. Someone is working hard to protect a lie. Because if even one line from those ancient tablets is true, everything changes. Before Earth existed, there was chaos. Ancient Sumerian texts describe a cosmic event, a rogue planet, Nibiru, colliding with a primordial world named Tiamat. The impact shattered Tiamat, giving birth to Earth and scattering the remnants into what we now call the asteroid belt. But this wasn't random. The texts imply design, deliberate intervention. They didn't just arrive here. They created the stage for their own arrival. And if Earth was forged by alien hands, then so were we. If the Anunnaki engineered us as slaves, why did some of them teach us? Why give us knowledge of stars, medicine, agriculture, unless someone broke the rules? Sumerian myths speak of Enki defying Enlil, gifting humanity forbidden wisdom. A divine rebellion? Or the first awakening? And if they're still watching us, whose side are you on? Comment now: red for Team Enki, the Liberator. And yellow for Team Enlil, the Enforcer. One gave us fire. The other demanded silence. Which will you follow? Every 3,600 years, according to ancient accounts, Nibiru completes its orbit and returns. Astronomers laugh. They call it a myth. But leaked reports from infrared sky surveys in the 1980s spoke of a massive object on a long elliptical path. Then went silent. Sitchin warned of the next passage coming in the 21st century. Not centuries from now, soon. If Nibiru returns, it won't just bring seismic waves and solar storms. It could bring them. The architects. The watchers. The masters of our Genesis. The countdown may have already begun. Do you feel it? Belief and denial wage a silent war across the world. Some search the skies for patterns, alignments, flickers, movements too precise to be natural. Others dig through forbidden texts, uncovering the same gods under different names. From Sumer to Egypt to the Vatican. Official channels scoff. But the deeper you look, the more you find: symbols, warnings, vanished archaeologists. There's a hum beneath the noise. A pattern in the chaos. Not everyone hears it. But those who do? They speak of return. Of reckoning. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Everything stops. No sound. No words. Just silence. Then, a sudden jolt, loud, sharp, undeniable. Coordinates appear. Numbers scrawled by hand. Ancient ink. Shaking lines. A desert location, long abandoned. Cross-referenced with lost Sumerian maps. A forgotten shrine. Not listed. Not acknowledged. Erased. But someone found it. Marked it. Then tried to make us forget. Why? Because something waits beneath the sand. And if it wakes, nothing will be the same. They shaped our DNA. They altered our destiny. And then, they vanished. Or did they? If the Anunnaki created us, ruled us, and burned their own cities to ash, what stopped them from returning? Some say the signs are already here. That Nibiru is stirring. That the Watchers never left. This video won't stay up forever. Mark this moment. Subscribe before the signal goes dark. And ask yourself, who's really watching you?